So my question is on vibrations. You just talked about we have these desires, they go out and they have a vibration. Our inner being's working on those.
Resonant with them. Let's use different terminology.
Okay.
Not working on it. Holding focus on the pureness of what you're asking for. So attracting purely on what you're asking for with no contradiction. So what you're asking for has a very robust growth pattern because of the attention of your brilliant, not contradicted energy, inner being.
Okay, so what if my next desire contradicts my previous desire? For example, I have a desire to be in a committed, loving relationship. My next desire is, wow, she's really attractive. I want to just go have a non-committed relationship. And they contradict each other. And my question is on those vibrations...
They seem to contradict one another, but they really do not. We'll talk about that specifically if you want to. One day, a woman was describing, she wants to live at the beach and her husband wants to live in the mountains. And how can they co-create when they seem to want two different things? And we explained that at the essence of what each of them want is something that is, first of all, in harmony with what the other one wants. Tell us how they contradict each other. They seem to contradict each other in the way you want them to play out. But at the essence of them, do they contradict one another? Can you hold a myriad of intentions like freedom and growth and joy, like harmony and upliftment, like fun and enthusiasm? Can you seek satisfaction and contentment and also seek enthusiasm and passion? Do they really vibrationally contradict one another?
No, but so that's my question is about the vibration is...
We want to give you something, and then we do want to explore this fully because it is a wonderful question. Really a good question. Lots of people are wondering about it. So we are going to figure this out for you. But let's build a little bit of a basis first. As you're moving through your life experience, your current set of experiences is what causes you to formulate the new and improved that you're asking for. And as it radiates from you and begins its becoming process, you then, whether you know it or not, and usually you don't know it, you have a relationship to this new thing that you've set forward. If you feel exhilaration, then you're moving along with it. If you feel hesitancy and worry about it, then you're not moving along with it. And so many people, when we are visiting with them, they don't really know what state of vibrational alignment or discord they've got going relative to most things. They don't really know because they haven't been listening for and finding the furthest most asking that they've offered. We can say that in a better way. If you live in a house and it doesn't have enough closets, and your annoyance at not having enough closets causes you to put into your vortex a house that has more closets, and all you ever think about is closets, you could potentially end up with a house with lots of closets and no kitchen because you've been pretty single-minded. Now that seems silly to you. Wouldn't bother Esther that much, but that seems silly to you because you already know that you have beliefs about the value of a kitchen, but we're just offering that as an analogy. So a lot of times when we're talking to all of you and we're explaining to you how this all really works, and we say to you, so life causes you to ask, and you're not up to speed with what you're asking for, but your inner being is. So it gets going, and then your work is to find some way to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. It's during that process that you work the bugs out of what you really care about. But most people are not doing that with any steady hand or steady guidance in the process. Most people are more interested in what other humans think about what they're doing. They're looking for resonance with others. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? And so culture and trends and all of those things that are important too become big players or factors in what you think you want or what you decide you want, while your inner being is more steady and more true to the pure essence of what you want and why you want it. That's why you can always count on that. So something that we've been saying lately, because it's so prevalent and we so want you to hear it, is that We can talk all day, every day, year after year after year, and have been doing that, and write endless books and offer endless processes, and you all can be scrambling around trying to do your best to apply the processes. And in all of that, us explaining to you through words how this all works, it's just so many words to you. However, if life has caused you to want something, and you know it, you know you want it, at least for now, you know you want it. And if you have managed to carve out 15 or 20 minutes every day for a few days, and you've sat and you've quieted your mind, and you know your mind is quieted because you're feeling that detached feeling that you get in meditation when your mind is really quiet. You can't really feel the difference between your nose and your foot. You're detached. You've got that sort of maybe numb, sometimes you describe it, or floating sensation. So you're in that place of true detachment and non-thought. And then an idea drops into your mind. And because you've been meditating for a while, and you know what a quieted mind feels like, when the idea drops into your mind, you know you were in this receiving mode. Because going through your day, you could be in lots of receiving modes. You can turn to any channel, any worrisome thing, any conspiracy theory. You're always in the receiving mode. The question is, what station are you set to? So if you've meditated and you've quieted your mind, and then you receive this thought, and then it's an idea. It's just something that feels like an idea. It feels like, our friend used the word calling. You feel like you really want to do this. It's not a, you should go do this. It's a, oh, I really think I'd like to do this. I think I really, really want to go to Starbucks. Well, now we know you want to do that all the time anyway. But sometimes some simple thought about something that you want to do. And so because it's so strong, and because it's so pure, and that's why it's so strong, and because it's not contradicted with other beliefs, because you meditated and it's a pure singular thought coming directly to you from your source, and you follow it, and then it leads to something that leads to something that leads to something, and you get to witness the coming into being of this idea. And as it manifests into this magnificent relationship that you've been wanting, after the fact, you would be able to know for sure, you could trace it back, that your quieted mind and your pure vortex were working together to give you inspiration. And because you were open and in the receiving mode, you received it, and you were guided right to one wonderful thing after another that led you to everything that you want. Because your life is not either or. You don't have to choose only that or only that or only that or only that. Everything that's important to you, you get to choose. If you are looking for a sexual relationship where you're having these wonderful ahas and wonderful feeling moments, and you find that in this person that you have been wanting to be with, isn't everything that you want being satisfied? And isn't the way that you presented it the other way, is that it's not there, it's over there? You can have everything you want, and the universe has the ability to cause a convergence of all things that you want in simultaneous moments. It's only the human mind that says, I have to give up that for that, and I have to give up that for that, and I have to give up that for that, because you've been listening to people who have been having experiences, who have been locked off from the true power of the universe, and who have been limited in their ability to attract or create. And then you take your polls and you take your statistics and you come to conclusions that don't have anything to do with you. They don't have anything to do with the vibrational alignment that you are accomplishing, you see. So we're not asking you to take our word for any of this. We just think it would be nice if you would meditate and come into true allowing of what you've put into your vortex. And as it plays out and you get to witness it, we know for sure you're going to like it. We know for sure that as it manifests, that it will be wonderful. Also, we want to remind you that there's this pipeline of things in different stages of becoming that will surprise and delight you all the way along in their evolution. Most humans think, I don't have that, and if I had it, I'd feel better, and since I don't have it, I don't feel good, so let's just hurry up and get over here. But when you are in alignment with your inner being, who knows all of the reasons that you want, all of the things that you want, then as it unfolds, there's a richness and a savoring and a further becoming. And there's something else that we have to give to you too, and that is in a very rudimentary example. So you're standing here, you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want. So you launch the rocket, but you're not a match to that because this is kind of new and this is really what's practiced. But you are wise enough to realize that when you focus over here, you don't feel as good. And when you let yourself look at this new idea, you feel better. So you focus there more and you manage over a little bit of time to feel more familiar with this and less familiar with its absence. So now you feel more familiar with it. You begin moving in the direction of it, and now you stand here and you become the receiver of it. It manifests in your experience. But now you're standing in a whole new set of contrasting experiences where still they're different, but you still know what you don't want and you still know what you do want. So you launch yet another rocket of desire. It's still weird. This is more familiar, but you're wise enough to reach for the thoughts that feel the best to you. So you lean more that way and more that way until this vibration is dominant within you and its absence is no longer. And now it manifests. And now you stand in this new place with this new manifestation and a whole new set of contrasting experiences. So some of what you're describing to us is as you're moving through time or as you're moving through life, you want different things at different times. But we really want you to know. We can't ask you to trust it because that's just silly. We want you to prove it to yourself. We just want you to know that we know that everything that you live causes you to be very clear vibrationally about something that you want. And the core of you, the main primary beingness of you is such that when life causes you to ask, it's the real deal. It's not a frivolous intention. It's something that is vibrationally important. And your inner being knows it. And your inner being focuses wholly and completely on those things. You will not ever meditate yourself into alignment and find guidance with this greater knowing about you and ever be led astray from who you really are. It just cannot happen. And Source isn't standing in some place judging what you're asking for and putting it in piles of rightness and wrongness and degrees of that. That's man's human spin-off of his conscious thought. That's not what's going on. You get to create, and Source joins you in your creation. And life is supposed to be good for you and can be more and more. And what's more fun? What is more fun than to know what you don't want and feel it and get an idea of what you do want and sort of kind of feel it and then get that more shored up all the time and then have life keep coming to you to help you be more and more clear about what you want and who you really are. What you are all seeking, you came with this triad of intentions when you came into this physical body of freedom and growth and joy. And you knew you were so free that you could choose bondage in any moment. And you knew that growth was an inevitable outcome of being alive. And you knew that you would always be alive, that there is no death, there is no ceasing to be. So this triad of intentions of freedom and growth and joy, the freedom is a given because everybody gets exactly how they feel. And it's always fair. It's not even, but it's always fair. You always get what you're feeling. And the expansion is happening. So when you focus upon joy, when you care about how you feel, which means you reach for resonance with what your inner being knows about you, in the further and further discovery of that joyful resonance, the things that will flow into your experience, the well-being, the people, the ideas, the newness, the exchanges, the interactions, the prosperity, the vitality, the well-being, it's all there for you because you've put it all here. And it all is encoded with you because you put it there. And nobody else is going to snatch it away because you put it there. But nobody can force it into your experience. You've got to let it into your experience, you see.
Thank you for that answer.